Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about generative AI, not from the perspective of hype and not from the perspective of fear, but from the perspective of real work. I come from architecture, project management, and construction. We deal with drawings, submittals, coordination, schedule, budget, code issues, and constant pressure to make decisions with incomplete information. So, when I look at generative AI, I do not look at it as a toy. I look at it as a tool, a powerful tool, but still a tool. Generative AI is not magic. It does not replace judgment. It does not replace experience. It does not replace accountability. What it can do is help us move faster, organize information better, reduce repetitive work, and support better decision-making when it is used properly. That is where I think many people misunderstand it. Some people think AI will do everything. That is not true. Other people think it is useless because it makes mistakes. That is also not true. The reality is somewhere in the middle. Generative AI is extremely valuable when you understand what it is good at, what it is not good at, and where human review still matters. In construction and architecture, we spend a huge amount of time on work that is necessary, but repetitively. Reviewing long documents, organizing comments, checking coordination issues, summarizing meetings, preparing responses, comparing versions, and identifying missing information. This is where generative AI can save serious time. For example, if you upload a submittal, AI can help summarize it, identify missing items, compare it against project requirements, and draft review comments. That does not mean AI becomes the architect or the reviewer. It means it helps the reviewer get to the real issues faster. The same applies to RFIs, meeting minutes, design narratives, permit comments, specification comparisons, code research, and drawing coordination. AI can support the process, but it should not control the process. That distinction is critical because in our industry, mistakes have consequences, real consequences: cost, delay, rework, claims, safety issues, and credibility loss. So, the right way to use generative AI is not blind trust. The right way is controlled use. You give it structure, you give it standards, you define the workflow, you check the output, and you keep a human in charge. That is how professionals should use it. Another important point is this: generative AI is not only about writing text. Many people think it is just for emails or simple questions. That is too limited. The bigger opportunity is workflow integration. What I mean by that is simple. Instead of using AI one question at a time, the future is building systems where AI becomes part of the process. A document comes in, the system classifies it, checks it against standards, flags issues, routes it to the right reviewer, prepares draft comments, and updates the tracker. That is where the real value starts. So, the future is not only chatting with AI. The future is using AI inside structured systems. That matters a lot in architecture and construction because our work process is heavy, document heavy, coordination heavy, and risk heavy. If AI can reduce friction in that environment, it can create real business value. Now let me be clear, there is also a risk. The risk is when people use AI without understanding the work itself. That is dangerous. If someone does not understand construction, code, coordination, sequencing, or contract responsibilities, then AI can make them sound confident while still being wrong. And in our field, sounding confident is not enough. So, my view is simple. AI should make strong professionals better. It should not give weak professionals a false sense of competence. That is why domain knowledge still matters. Experience still matters. Good judgment still matters. If you are an architect, engineer, contractor, project manager, or owner's representative, your value is not disappearing, but your role is changing. The people who will do well are the ones who learn how to combine experience with AI. Not one or the other, both. I also believe generative AI will change expectations in our industry. Clients will expect faster turnaround. Teams will expect better organization. Leaders will expect clearer reporting. The people who know how to use AI properly will have an advantage in speed, clarity, and efficiency. That does not mean cutting corners. learners. It means removing waste. And frankly, our industry has a lot of waste. Too much time is lost in poor communication, document confusion, version control problems, repetitive formatting, weak handoffs, and unnecessary delay. If generative AI can reduce even part of that, it can have a major impact. So, when I look at generative AI, I do not see a trend. I see a shift in how we process information, a shift in how we manage workflow, a shift in how we deliver work, a shift in what clients and teams will expect from us going forward. The question is not whether AI will affect architecture and construction. It already is. The real question is who will learn it properly, who will apply it responsibly, and who will build practical systems around it. For me, that is the key. Use it with structure, use it with discipline, use it with review, use it where it creates measurable value, and never forget that the final responsibility still belongs to the professional. Generative AI is powerful. It can save time, it can improve process, it can reduce waste, it can support better work, but only if we use it the right way. Generative AI is not here to replace serious professionals. It is here to expose weak process, reward clear thinking, and give disciplined teams a major advantage. Thank you.